What's up, guys?
Yo.
Just a quick update.
We fucking did it.
Yeah.
No, they did it. We didn't do it.
Thank you to
they did it for us.
Yeah, that's right.
We achieved our Kickstarter goal, and
We went over it.
and then some.
Yeah.
The nice thing is we wanted $4,000 and we got like 43.
That's
or
like
something,
pretty much almost enough to cover whatever.
which means
they
it'll
take.
cover the fees of using Patreon
Kickstarter. Yeah.
or sorry Kickstarter. So that's awesome.
Yep. So we pretty much have a solid $4,000.
Yeah, it's like this is happening now.
Yep.
it's
So
not a question. So thank you to the
yeah, huge thank you.
66 people.
66 brave,
66 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is,
courageous.
66 people
Heroes.
made that happen. So take a moment of silence on your commute this morning to pour a little bit of your road soda out.
Tip your caps.
For those 66 people who are going to fix up the Fieri and send it to Monterey for something extremely awkward.
less
And
than
awesome.
2 months from now.
Yeah, less than 2 months. So we're super stoked about that. And the wheels are rolling on that
Yeah.
now. So look out for updates on that. So yeah, just want to say thank you guys. We really appreciate that support. Really, really, really.
Yeah, and if you
appreciate
were one of the ones that donated, of course, we'll be posting updates along the way as we move towards the
that. Yeah.
car
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah. Anyways, enjoy the podcast.
Yeah.
Carbos, yeah. Carbos USA, yeah.
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 45.
the big 4-5.
Okay, still
Still funny.
still going.
I don't care what people say.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Welcome back. What's up to our patrons?
What's up?
What's going on, guys?
Yep.
Thank you for your support. You guys are great. If you'd like to be a patron,
Please do.
do it.
Yeah.
Link in the description below. Just do it. At this point, just do it. What
just-
are you waiting for?
yeah.
You're missing out on so much good stuff. Link in the description below, or you can Google Car Bros Patreon. Get in there. Get in the mix
Get
with
in
all
on
the other cool peeps. Also, it's up to the rest of the people that I am talking to, basically.
That you are listening. Yeah.
When I am saying that you should become a patron. Thank you for being here, guys. So
We've got a great show for you.
yeah, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good episode. First off,
Coin's been mulling over some
last
topics.
episode, Garrett brought up
The
he
cobalt theory.
posited
Very deep.
the cobalt theory, which is the among all of the cars ever made, if you were to quantify all of their
characteristics.
and statistics, that there is not a worse scoring overall car than the Chevy Cobalt, the 2008.
Yeah,
Chevy.
but it should be said that
it's like unemotional list. Yeah.
yeah, but it's very specific to this exact point in time. Because
Yeah.
that obviously changes as cars
That's true.
get older and rarer.
Right.
And
Yeah,
new
that's
ones come
true.
along and
Yeah.
they fall.
At this
some fall,
moment-
some rise.
At this moment,
At this,
at
yeah.
least,
A snapshot.
is the most boring,
Most worthless.
most uninspiring car. And I tentatively agree with him.
Yeah. You got to.
I didn't
yeah,
disagree.
yeah, 08,
I did-
07-ish Chevy
Yeah,
Cobalt
yeah.
sedan.
I didn't
Specifically.
disagree.
Yeah.
But I told him I'd have an answer for him this week.
He did some soul searching.
And guess what? I have an answer. Although I don't know if it's going to stand up. I don't know if it will
Yeah.
be slain the Cobalt or not.
a new challenger approaches for the to take the cobalt throne.
So put this in your pipe and smoke it. see what you think. I present to you the 1999
I like it already.
Yeah.
Daewoo Leganza.
I can say no right off the bat.
You don't think so?
No, because it's
It's a
you know,
Daewoo.
First of all, it's fucking funny as hell.
Damn it. Shit.
Just the name itself, Daewoo Leganza.
So I think
you just got fucking
It's already Italian sounding.
I think part of this is, doesn't it kind of have to be an educated audience? Because it's only funny to an educated audience.
What is Laganza?
Yeah, like a car educated. Because like if you pull up, I think people would rather be in a cruise. The common person would rather be, or they'd rather be in a
Cobalt.
A Cobalt. I keep thinking. They'd rather ride.
That's a sign of it being shitty.
I know it is. I know.
No one's gonna fucking mistake your Laganza. Oh, is that a S class?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
but like they'd rather be in the Chevy Cobalt.
Mostly probably just because it's familiar. The name Chevy is
I
familiar.
think so. Like,
That's it.
Like, oh, what did he pick you up in last night?
Yeah, but
Daewoo
Laganza.
I don't know.
So
Some
like,
weird looking.
if we had, like, we would buy a fucking Laganza.
Yeah, because we're enthusiasts. That's what I mean. It
Yeah.
only works in the That's what I think. That's what your argument hinges on. Is that among people who know about cars,
Yeah.
there's no worse car,
Yeah.
than a Chevy
Sure.
Cobalt because it has no. It ranks low there. I think Laganza is a strong competitor.
But if you don't know about cars, then like there's plenty of like super shitty ones that are even worse than both of those.
I guess that's true. Okay, so then it's among. All right, fair enough.
The Cobalt is defeated.
Yeah.
But do you remember when we went to Reno when we were in high school?
Kind
I
of
mean, like
vaguely.
with my parents, and we stayed in that like condo thing.
Yeah.
When we took the train there, and I specifically remember the guy that they were like renting it from. Like they met him to get the key,
Yeah.
and he was like, they like met him in like a shopping center. So he's like, I'll be in a Daewoo Laganza. And then you and me were like making fun of it like at the time, like
Damn.
because wasn't that like the high end?
I think
Probably
so.
is like their flagship.
Yeah.
It had like a 1.9 liter V8 or something. it's like
It's pretty bad when there's like 16-year-old kids fucking making fun of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Something that you worked really hard to buy too,
Fair
probably.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, Laganza,
So, yeah.
it's not a bad looking car.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was looking on the Wikipedia
You did some
page.
research.
I was doing some deep research. I was pulling all
Little thing called Wig
pulling on my my industry.
connection.
Pulling in some favors to learn about.
Called up Byung Kim over there.
Yeah. Their 1995 Daewoo's slogan in America was Daewoo, that's who. Like, that's the one. Like, that's who. That's what floated to the top. Oh fuck!
I just found a pretty sweet picture of Laganza that I sent to you guys.
Put it up.
I'll put it up on the podcast too.
Yeah,
but
here.
how can you can't say that this car gives no emotion when there's photos like this of it on the
A
internet.
Maserati shape. to it.
See?
Yeah. So
It's not a bad looking car.
here's the other. Here's their other slogans, and it's like they're not as funny, but it's another thing that pisses me off that companies do. Their next slogan in 2000 was "Better Future."
and then they went out of business.
2002 was "Driving Innovation."
Oh boy.
And 2008 was "New Ways Always." Like, would you shut the fuck up with this whole like
Yeah.
innovation buzzword? You're Daewoo.
Yeah.
Like, driving innovation.
You're
really?
a step below Kia.
Yeah. Like, settle down. I'm so tired of these companies. Innovation at any cost.
I feel like
Shut
isn't
up.
there some modern company that has a slogan with innovation
Yeah,
in
probably
it?
like every
Yeah.
probably like 80% of Fortune 500 companies, like their core value is innovation. We innovate. Shut the fuck up. I hate that word. It's such a buzzword.
Innovation.
Innovation. They should have stuck with Daewoo. That's who.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
solid.
don't know. At least
That's
Daewoo.
memorable.
That's who.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once they got on the innovation train, that's when
Yeah.
I started circling the drain, the death spiral. All right. Well, maybe next week I'll. Now that I understand the rules,
Yeah, this will be a reoccurring
a
topic.
little better.
Yeah, because I think the important thing is the car has to be culturally worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, it has to have no redeeming value.
Yeah.
You could watch one be crushed and feel nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
you would not feel not feel an emotion in either direction. Okay. Speaking of used cars. Speaking of not the Laganza.
Yeah, our resident used car expert.
Well, so
Garrett
one
over
thing
here.
that like some of us, we listen to other car podcasts and we read whatever blogs,
Yeah.
magazines, something like.
Motor Trend.
In a way, like the kind of, and we've sort of like purposely not done this, where it's like so much of the content of car podcasts and other things is driven by like, which car should I buy?
What's your
Right.
favorite car for
Yeah.
$50,000?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
it'll
give us a budget. Give us
yeah,
a
it'll
list
just be
of
like every.
scenarios.
It would just be like every. Okay, so you've got 30 grand, and you need a 4-door.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be good. You know, like you need to have good steering feel.
right. Yeah, steering feel's top.
Yeah.
2012 M3.
Right. So it's like it's you can essentially just like rant on about that crap like endlessly if you
Right.
wanted, which is fine, I guess. If you're,
Yeah.
we don't really want to do.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. There's so many other people doing it, so we've kind of stayed away from it.
Right.
But with that said, like I said, I'm always looking at cars for sale, just of all types.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not even looking to buy one.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that like $15,000 used to be like a pretty
Yeah.
like if you were looking to buy like a project car or even
Right.
like a cool daily driver,
Yeah.
there was like a lot of cars you could get for that was like that's a big chunk of money. Like you can
Right.
get
Yeah. 15K used to be like the entry fee to getting
Yeah.
a good fun car.
yeah, and now I don't really think that's the case. Like it seems like almost like that.
15K is like a desert now.
Yeah, it's like a black hole of there's like. I mean, I'm sure there are some
Yeah.
cars that like fall their way
Yeah.
into that price range, but like by and large, it's like a unknown.
Yeah, really what you get at 15K, and I feel like we've said this once before, but I don't remember where, is 15K will get you a really nice version of an $8,000 car.
Right.
Like that if you're spending 15, it's because you got like damn, like that's low.
You got like a
mile.
super nice like '97 Mustang Cobra.
Original
like,
owner or
that is
something, yeah.
That is a like
Yeah.
no stories version
Right.
Yeah.
of that car. Like that's what 15 is.
Right.
Or just like that is a totally beat to shit version of a $20,000
Right.
car.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you really should have spent like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, like salvage title.
Yeah.
Like,
The M5s are like that.
Yeah, like
you
you'll-
can get an M5 for 15 all day.
yeah, if you wanted to.
But like you should really spend 25.
Right.
Like you should really you'll end up spending 25.
Right.
You can-
Yeah, so I was just trying to think like
after.
whether it's like say something you're looking to like build up into a big project or just something you want to
Yeah.
drive every day. Like what is there?
Well, 15K is not really good for a project car because you'd go cheaper. Like
You could just
depending on
start
the
with
car.
like
Yeah.
a chassis.
Yeah. If you're
depending
gonna
on,
do a
like-
whole bunch, you don't really care.
Yeah, unless you just mean like you find a car and you're gonna leave the drivetrain
Or
relatively
like or just
stock
yeah, like say like you
something.
want a car to take to the track. Like I guess
Yeah.
you can get a Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's way
Certain-
cheaper options to
certain
do.
Miatas.
Yeah, pretty much every car that I want for like a next fun car is like 20 is the minimum.
Yeah, because even if you're looking at new or like very lightly used,
Yeah.
newish cars, there's not there even in that range. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
really much there. What
Like
can
you-
you get? FRS, I guess.
You
Like
you can get like a
FRS?
pretty high mileage.
Yeah.
an FRS with like 80,000 miles.
Where are S2000s sitting right now?
quite
Those
a quite,
15?
15 you might be able to get like
Kind of
an 03
kind of bootsy
with
one.
like 140,000
That's like
miles.
20 is the entry for those, huh?
Yeah, the newer ones are like 25.
Yeah.
You could probably get like a newer Miata, not a new one.
Yeah,
but
you could- I mean,
that-
you could get like
a 06 or something maybe.
Yeah, but even that, I mean,
Right.
that's-
Yeah.
15 grand seems like a lot of money
For
for
that,
a
yeah.
12-year-old, 15-year-old car.
Yeah, if you're gonna get a Miata, it's like you should either get a brand new one or like a 4 or 5.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a big
or I mean,
range.
yeah, buy one for a couple grand and put 10 grand into it or something
Yeah,
to make
right.
it a truck car.
Right.
Yeah, 15, man. I'm struggling to think. Like the only stuff that you can get for 15 is like you would rather get for way less.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, really? Those are 15?
You could get like the nicest version of, yeah.
Yeah, or the
kind of
nicest
mediocre
version or
car.
something. Yeah, that's kind of true. That's that. I don't know what it is about the teens.
I don't know if you could get like an STI.
You can like my generation one.
Yeah, but
for 15.
Then you got to be really careful about
Right. Yeah. You can probably
Where-
get. You
where
probably
it's coming
get.
from.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of like a car I would less want to buy used
Than an
like
STI?
an STI or an Evo.
Especially
Just going
now,
through
yeah.
that process.
Yeah.
I feel like if you somehow are an original owner of one of those things that has been adult driven and is stock or whatever, like writing that for sale ad is just like,
Yeah.
look, man, this is the one you're fucking
Right.
looking for. Like, it's
I don't.
actually.
It doesn't seem like
adult.
people even. I don't even know when the last time I even saw one of those at stock for sale.
They're really rare.
It's pretty rare. Like there's
and if they do pop up, they're usually like quite a bit more than.
Right.
because they know.
Yeah,
yes, they
yeah.
know how crazy rare.
This one's
it is.
got a custom tune.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Catless,
Most of them are.
catless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I punched out the cat. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than like, I think you're right.
Once again,
yeah, nailed it.
first the cobalt theory.
Yeah,
I'm sure the audience will have a couple. Maybe they're always
probably.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I think there's a lot of pretty cool cars you can,
you can
build
buy.
for
Right.
15 grand.
It's
You
just the
start
fact
with
that
something
it's
cheap.
not, because once you move up to 2025, there's a ton of shit.
Yeah.
There's a ton of good,
Right,
fun,
Yeah.
used, like you're in all sorts of
right. Cars that you could easily drive every day.
totally
if you
and
wanted.
like be and enjoy and just
Yeah.
like they're killer stuff in that range. There's not only like fun, cool cars that are nice, but you can also get shitty versions of $30,000.
Right.
Yeah.
it's like that's kind of
climb on up that ladder.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
definitely like in the mix at that point. Yeah, that's too bad. That's a lot because
Yeah.
20 is a lot of money to drop.
Even 15 is a lot of money for a
15's
car.
a lot,
but it's a
like,
lot of money for a car that's just gonna. Well, obviously depending on your
Yeah.
financial situation, but to spend on a car that you're not going to drive every day.
Right.
Yeah, because I guess to me, and maybe this is just my opinion and not true, but like when you buy a car that's fun, pure fun, I'm kind of against financing something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like you should really just have the cash.
Unless it's something that's going to like massively appreciate and you know it.
And so it's like 10 to 15, it's like that's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
But it's not crazy.
No.
But like 20,
Yeah.
like 25 grand
Just
cash. like,
drop 20 grand on something that's
you're
just
gonna
going to
drop
sit.
that. It's like buy a house. Like,
Yeah.
what are you buying?
Yeah.
Like, why are you spending that much money on a car? So it's like it's just kind of weird. It's kind of a weird range.
Yeah, it does feel like more natural to like finance something you're using every day.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Like that's the whole thing. But yeah, like, oh, here's my like Project Fox body. I got it at like 9% interest.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Like, why are you buying this if you don't have the cash?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know. I guess that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone has anything
let us know.
anything that we're missing.
Because
15 grand.
you know what honestly 15 might have a bunch of that I wouldn't be aware of is like older stuff.
What do you mean?
Like-
vintage? Like
But more like cool 80s. Like maybe there's some like 80s shit.
yeah, I mean you
don't
could buy
know
like a super fucking nice like Mark II Supra or something, but it's
Yeah.
still. I mean, those are cool cars, but to spend
That much money.
a lot, yeah, and a lot of those cars, I think the problem is they're cars that we're used to being.
like 4.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a nice one of these for like a
Dirt
few
cheap.
grand, and
Yeah,
they're like, if you want a nice one, you're looking at 12 grand.
Yeah, because all that like
A
80s
five,
nostalgia
even like a
and stuff.
510 is sort of like that.
Yeah, I'll never fucking buy that. I was interested in getting another one. It's like because I've had 3 or 4 510s. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
Datsun 510s.
Yeah, Datsuns, and 2 of them were project cars with like engine swaps. But they were always done on like not ideal and not perfect candidates,
Sure.
and like not the perfect budget or whatever. Now in my mind, I was like, I'd love to do one that was like right,
Do it right, yeah.
like one I'd want to keep.
Use everything that you've learned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe forever.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of been like kicking that idea around. And then the prices started going up. I
You're
was
just
like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay. Damn, like in my
Yeah.
mind, they're like $2,000 cars max,
Right,
$3,000 cars. So I'm not going to pay like 10 for the shell. Like, fuck off. I'm
Yeah.
done. It's done. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure people have some stuff we're missing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Dodge Omnis.
Yeah.
I mean, all those cars could be cool, but still 15 grand is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's
the
Like I say, it's a
yeah.
not insubstantial amount of money to pay
It's
for
the
something like that.
nostalgia that has drove them up.
Yeah, which actually sort of brings us to our next
Yeah.
topic. But I guess I think I texted you guys about this
Yeah.
a while back. I guess not even just specifically related to cars, but
Just in general, though. The
is
80s
anyone else
nostalgia.
like pretty fucking tired of 80s nostalgia?
Nostalgia.
yeah.
Like
It's getting to
the
the,
kind-
it's getting to the
like,
tipping point.
The kind of like over the top, like synthwave, like
Yeah.
neon colors, 80s, man. So
Yeah.
cool.
You know what does it? Here's my theory about those. Well, 2 things. One, you're sick of it because companies have got on board.
Yeah.
It's not like individuals.
That
Right.
never helps.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wait,
people like this.
Do millennials?
Yeah.
Is this gonna sell things? Like Pepsi,
Jumping on board.
nostalgia. Like as soon as a corporation
You know,
does that.
like Coca-Cola came, like they brought new Coke back.
Right, which was like
this cool?
their biggest disaster in
Yeah.
the 80s
This-
when they
Do you remember
changed-
the 80s?
Yeah.
Remember this?
Do you remember when we did this and everyone hated it, so we got rid of it? Well,
Use
now we're-
hashtags on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like anytime something's so played out that like a corporation's doing it, it's like it's dead.
Yeah.
now. But I think the other thing that did it was now that like so much of our lives is driven by like content that
People
our peers have created.
Right.
And I say peers as in just kind of like
similar.
skill and
Right.
age
Right.
and whatever. It's like so much of it is just like tweets and like,
Sure.
you know, maybe some kind of media or photos or
Mm.
whatever, but made by kind of like not, it's coming from a person,
Sure.
a creator.
Right.
Anytime something gets hot, like a method, a graphic design or a style or a type of music or like any of those kind of cultural,
Right.
like units of culture. Anytime there's like a new hot one, it immediately like there's this whole other wave of people who their job is to tell other people how to do that.
Right.
And so it's like someone comes up with like the 80s look,
Right.
that like kind of like metal letters with
Right.
like
Right.
neon
Yeah.
purple and green and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's cool. That is totally like
You see it for the
like,
first time.
That's like 80s. Like that is like well done. And
Yeah.
then there'll be this whole other fucking wave of people who are like, how to do the 80s look.
Right.
Like how to create like 80s sounding.
Well, do you remember? Do you remember?
Stuff.
Have you seen the movie Drive?
yeah,
No, maybe.
It came out. When
Yeah.
did that movie come out? Like 7 years ago, 8 years
something like
ago?
that. Yeah,
But, like
2010. I
that,
think.
that movie kind of has this kind of. It's not set in the 80s, but
Right.
it has this kind of like
Yeah, that
80s
vibe.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
night city. But,
Yeah,
and then like
the soundtrack is like really synth.
yeah,
heavy
and then
stuff,
like
yeah.
after that movie came out, like everyone just started making these videos that were like inspired
Yeah.
by that. Yeah,
by it, which is
Right.
like, oh, like that was cool. So like, let's like film a video of a car driving through a city with some cool music.
Yeah.
And it'll be like kind of throwback 80s.
That's what I mean. It's like,
And like,
the innovators
and like,
will do it.
yeah, like it's
and
neat.
cool.
It's neat. The first
Yeah.
3
It's
times.
like, wow, that's new.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting. And then everyone, it gets old so fast because now everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is that cool? Do
Yeah.
people like that?
Can we make money from this?
Yeah. And then the worst version of that is then corporations start. It's like not only are you getting it from your peers,
Yeah. Then
you're getting it from
the man.
everything.
What's
yeah.
crazy is like I feel like we're like our generation is probably like the oldest generation that's like still pretty heavy into like computers and social media, and like everyone younger than us is like crazy about social media, but like people in their 40s, I mean, yes, they use Facebook,
Like
but
Gen X.
yeah, but they're not like super into it, like up to date with hashtags and stuff.
Yeah, we're 30. We're all 30.
Yeah, mid 30s,
30
early
30,
mid
yeah.
30s.
And
And
so,
so-
we're about as old as you can be and still be a
But
millennial.
so we were 5 when the 80s ends, so like we don't even remember the 80s.
Yeah, yeah.
So
the
like
other thing
it's like
that's
there's
weird
this
is-
whole nostalgia for like
they're
this
marketing
thing
it
that's like
for people
most of us don't even remember.
Yeah. Remember the 80s?
But like people in their
No,
40s don't care about it.
don't remember the 80s.
Yeah, because like typically you think nostalgia kind of goes to an era like where life was kind of good for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why like
Yeah.
baby boomers look back to like the 60s, like
Right.
those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Like for us, it would be like what, looking back at
Yeah.
mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of nostalgia is like, it's fake. It's meta nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not true nostalgia.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, because, I was born in the 80s, but it's like, I don't fucking remember shit from the 80s.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
know.
like Sesame Street, but like that hasn't changed at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the cars and stuff that are going up in value are not 80s cars. I mean, they kind
Yeah,
of
some-
are. It's like, I
some
don't
of
really
them
care
are.
about the 80s cars. I care about the stuff that I grew up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Came of
I mean,
age.
like there are some really cool 80s cars, obviously.
Yeah,
But
don't
I-
get me wrong.
Yeah, but I don't have this weird like,
Yeah.
that was the era when I was
But I
4 years old.
the IROC
Well, but
Camaro.
I
or
do
something, yeah.
have that for like mid, late 90s and early 2000s.
Right.
Right.
When you were like,
because that was actually
right,
nostalgia.
you were like a teenager.
It's like, oh, we're teenagers, and like,
Right.
that's the kind of, we weren't pinning it up on walls, but essentially that's what you were
Right,
doing.
right.
So it's like, yeah, I guess I am tired of that because it's so fake.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only thing they're actually being nostalgic about is like the graphic design.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Or I mean, I don't know if you can have nostalgia for like something that you weren't even part of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you, maybe nostalgia isn't the right word. It's more like you wish you could have, like, I wish I could have fucking gone to Japan in the 80s.
You're right.
Like if I wish I was like a young adult
Yeah.
Yeah.
at that time to like experience that. But like I don't like. Oh, I remember that when.
Yeah, the
when I was-
60s in
when I
this
wasn't
country
there.
sounded fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of
Right.
cool stuff happening.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I don't know. It doesn't get marketed the same way.
Yeah, I mean, they probably. I'm sure people have tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just most like it's every time I see that. Oh, there's this '80s throwback.
Yeah.
So I'm like, remember the '80s?
Right.
I don't.
Not
No,
really.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. I am tired of it. Yeah. I'm not that exposed to it because I avoid social media. But, yeah,
I need to get on that. The whole avoiding.
Yeah.
Speaking of aging, here's a thought I had. You ever had to like pee often?
Break the seal.
You notice like you can't make it through a full night without having.
Do you ever notice your digestive system changing?
yeah. Dude.
Foods you used to be able to eat all night long.
Yeah. The Lexus IS, the second generation one,
So the 250.
Yeah.
the 250 and the 350.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Like-
years those are, but
like
it's like 06 to
yeah.
like, whatever, 2013 or something.
Yeah.
I thought those were nice cars.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for what they were trying to do, which was essentially steal people away from the 3 Series.
Right.
I thought they killed it
Mm.
at that. But I always just thought like, yeah, these are nice cars.
Sure.
Those are cool. But honestly, I'm thinking I like them more even more now
They've
than I
aged
did
well.
then. Yeah, I think they have aged incredibly well. Like I think those cars are extremely attractive now. The ISF, as much I do like that car, but its proportions are kind of dorky.
Like the bumpers.
It's like
and stuff.
bulging out.
Yeah,
of the
because
body.
like the
Yeah.
hood is like high.
Raised,
It's
yeah.
like it's not. If I was gonna have one of those, I'd want the ISF. Like that's the car to have, obviously.
Right.
But the other ones look better. Like the 250 and the 350 look better. But yeah, those cars look great to me. I
Yeah.
think they are aging extremely well, and I actually think like almost everything from that era of Lexus is aging really well.
Yeah, especially because their later stuff, they kind of went
full
over the top.
Predator.
Over the
Yeah,
top
because they
with
went
it.
so crazy that now, like, I thought that design language they were doing in like the late 2000s was like, like I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
It was like this might be a little too
a
bold.
little adventurous.
Yeah, a little too adventurous for Lexus. And now that they've gone like crazy,
Full on.
Yeah.
yeah, now that they've really gone from like actually that stuff was restrained and professional.
Yeah, it's
Although
good.
I do
That's
have
what
to say, I saw a red RCF. It was like it almost is like two-tone where like the body's red and then the like kind of roof is black. And I was like, that looks really good.
Yeah, the RCF is a cool car.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of it, but like their SUVs with Predator grills,
Right,
and stuff,
yeah.
like they look so stupid.
super
Yeah.
angular.
Yeah, and compared to the RX, which is their SUV, that's like the mid size
Yeah.
SUV. Like the 09 RX, it's like, oh wait, that's actually like
Stately.
yeah, that's nice. Like the LS and stuff. I don't know that the Predator stuff's going to age poorly. I'm not very good at predicting.
Yeah, it's
that
hard to
stuff,
tell.
but it's a bit much, especially on things that like have no purpose being sporty.
That's what I
or
want.
whatever. Yeah. I do think the new IS looks good. I thought that was like really stupid when it came
really?
out. I was like, that is just too far.
Uh-huh.
There's really weird lines on there, and now I'm seeing them and I'm like, actually, that looks pretty good.
I think it looks good, but I mean, it's so small in the back seat, especially because like all three of us are tall.
The IS is a tiny car.
Yeah, like if you put the driver's seat in our
Yeah.
driving position, no one can sit behind you.
yeah, it's essentially it's not a worthless backseat,
Right, but
But like
it's
you wouldn't,
bordering
it's
you
not
wouldn't-
it's not comfortable at all.
Yeah, you're not going to be.
It's
the
not
one
like a
to,
throw the boys in.
Yeah.
You're not going to like jump up to volunteer to drive everyone.
No.
Right.
Kind of thing. But yeah, it's just sort of making me think like the design language of cars has shifted in the last like 5 years. Something has changed. And now we're starting to see like which cars already from just late 2000s, just like 10 years ago, a little more, like how those are starting to age.
Yeah.
If they're doing well or not. But yeah, I think Lexus, they're pretty solid. They're pretty good. One that I would say is not doing well
Not aging well.
Yeah, is Dodge from that era.
Oh yeah.
Those
Like-
are pretty bad.
Like late 2000s.
Yeah.
Well, those things kind of suck to begin
Yeah,
with.
like,
I know.
like when they first brought back the Charger and stuff.
I guess
that
that
yeah.
must have been like recession era.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
They're probably pretty strapped.
And they
Yeah.
were like falling apart anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see those. I'm just like, yuck.
Yeah.
Like the Charger from that era is so
And
trashy.
the Durango,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
the
like
Durango is like the ugliest car ever from that
Nitro
era.
It was
Yeah,
just kind of like a blob.
yeah, with
Yeah.
like exposed fenders and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but a car that has aged well for me is what's it? The Acura TL or what's the S type?
TL sedan.
TLS?
Is that what it is?
TL?
TL Type S.
TL Type S. There it is. Yeah. Is that what?
Not TSX?
Not well, the TSX too, but like the slightly bigger one.
Yeah.
TL Type S. with,
Yes.
Like the cool gunmetal
Yeah,
wheels
the
and
5
stuff.
spokes.
Like
yeah.
04.
Yeah.
Those things are cool, and you can get them in like a 6-speed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the car. Yeah.
I think
Those
you,
things
I think
are
you
sweet.
get them with all-wheel drive too.
Really?
I don't know about with a stick.
I thought you were talking about the RL, maybe. I
There
don't
was
know.
a TL with all-wheel drive.
Was
It might have been on
Okay.
the next gen.
Yeah,
Right.
I hear those cars are really good.
Yeah.
I hear those are actually like they're probably expensive.
You don't see them like at all, pretty
No.
much. At least not around here.
Yeah, I liked those when those were new. And
Yeah.
they still look pretty good.
The ones that have that like crease going down the
Yeah,
on the top of the doors.
the
Yeah.
prominent crease
Yeah.
and the side markers
yeah,
like
yeah.
tied in.
Right,
Right.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Those are sweet.
Yeah, those are neat.
yeah, those look pretty good. I liked them, and I still do.
It's weird how like for some reason you think of like the era like when those are new just like takes you back. Speaking of nostalgia,
Yeah.
it just like takes you back to like what you were like. I remember like going to City College
Yeah, because you
at,
remember
like at the
seeing
time
those.
oh there's the new like
Yeah.
someone drove one there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird like that car reminds me of going
Right.
to City College because it was like brand new at that fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Another car that I see now, whenever I see one, it's like an Eclipse GST or a 300ZX twin turbo. Whenever I see one of those, I think they look really good. Mostly because all the shitty ones aren't on the road anymore.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now if you do see one, it's
They've been
actually really
weeded out.
nice. Yeah.
it's crazy to me how much that. I think it's called flame surfacing. I might totally be talking out of my ass, but I think when they just have like aggressive creases and stuff on like fender line and that kind of stuff, because that trend is recent. Cars used to not do that.
Yeah. It was like smooth body panels. And
Yeah,
stuff.
and actually the cars that started it was I don't know if this was the first one, but it was like, it may have been the first one. One of the first, the E60 5 Series, when BMW like pivoted.
Yeah.
Bangle.
Yeah, and because that car now is like, this is like a boring looking car.
Right.
But you have to remember that like the body's
Yeah, remember how like
creases-
triggered people were
it
getting
was
at
like
them?
crazy trigger. And it was because of that. It was because there were design elements that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's the point of this crease?
Right.
Like, why would you put a crease here? There's no.
There's no benefit or
Yeah. And people hated that guy, Chris Bangle,
Yeah,
or whatever.
I remember that.
And I remember now every car does that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's like that times a million. And I remember them saying like, "Oh, how do you feel about like the fact that you were right?"
right, yeah.
essentially. And he was like, "Yeah, like I like to."
Feather in my cap.
Yeah. But you look at cars that don't have that, and they look like the 300ZX that you're talking about, the twin turbo, like the
Yeah.
C32. That thing was so crazy futuristic looking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when it came
and
out,
stuff.
yeah.
And you look at it now, and you're like, which part? Like,
Right,
how is
yeah.
this futuristic? It looks like a jelly bean.
Yeah.
It's like a wedge.
Yeah, it's like there's vents. Like
Yeah.
these like
I mean, its taillights are pretty.
they are cool, but it's
Yeah.
just funny because it's like, which part of this was blowing people's like? There's
Yeah.
like some 4-inch vents.
The recessed headlights and
Yeah, look at
everything.
those vents!
Yeah.
Those crazy vents.
Yeah.
yeah. It's weird to to try to like you have to put yourself in that mindset.
Right.
I guess that's why you don't totally know how a car is going to age.
No.
Because it's such a reaction to, like, it has to sit within the context of everything that comes after it.
Right.
And you just don't know where it's going. Like, I truly thought, or I think I still think that cars are going to return to simple.
Uh-huh.
because things like, where do you go after the Predator grill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how
Double
much,
Predator
Yeah, like how much more fucked up can you make the design?
Add some teeth in there or something. Yeah.
The Black Widow Lexus front, like where do you crazier than this?
Yeah.
You know, and so I was kind of thinking like, oh, they will make like basically what you have to do is make the old stuff look old.
Yeah.
That's how you make something. That's how you make people desire the
Right,
new
the new
thing.
one.
Is make the old stuff look outdated. And it's like, how do you make that look outdated? And you either go even crazier,
Yeah.
or you somehow make it look. You make that look silly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go back to
kinda-
like a classy look. or
Yeah, you
something.
somehow make it classy, not in a boring way. It's
Right.
supposed to. People still have to desire
Right.
it,
Sure.
but you have to do it in such a way where it's like toned down but better, so that you make the old stuff look like wild and
Right.
kind of outdated and
Yeah.
stuff. I still think that is going to happen, and I think we will look at kind of late 2000 teens as like, oh yeah, remember how like totally silly.
Hard they were trying.
Remember how hard cars were trying then? It was like,
Yeah. I have one that my choice for like well-aged cars, probably the 04 to 06 Pontiac GTO.
Yeah. Those are sweet.
Because you remember when those first came out? Because it was just a rebadged Holden.
Yeah.
Which had already, I mean, I think by the time it got here, it was close to like 5 years old.
it
Like
was
that,
like already on its way out.
I mean, like the design.
Well, because wasn't the G6 around for a long time before they actually
G8.
the G8? Yeah,
Yeah,
before,
that-
before they came and
Yeah.
badged it as a GTO.
yeah, quite a while. The G8, but yeah, I remember when that car came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's so boring looking."
Yeah,
Right,
it was criticized for being too bland.
People are like, "Oh, like bland mobile."
Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't even have scoops.
Yeah.
Not even scoops.
Yeah, and then it's interesting because like kind of going back to the journalist thing, because like they have a very specific set of like a GTO is too bland, a Civic Type R. Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
like,
it's
don't go.
too-
It's far. I didn't mean to go that much. No, I need something more understated. No,
Yeah.
not bland.
Right.
Too
but
bland.
no, it needs to be more understated. No, not bland.
Some scoops. Too many scoops. Not enough scoops.
Yeah, but I see those things driving every once in a while. Like, damn, like it's
Yeah.
it's still not like an outrageous looking car, but
Yeah.
as design has gotten more extreme after that, like that looks subtle.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the M5. I'm like stoked that thing looks so boring.
Yeah.
Because its boringness makes it stand out. It's
Right.
like, that's not a new car.
Yeah, yeah.
That is very much not a
definitely
new car.
pre-owned.
Yeah, that is like an older car. Yeah, those things do look good. I'm not crazy about them, but I don't like them any less as they've gotten older.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, that's dated.
Yeah, no, they don't really look dated. Yeah, they're
I mean, it looks like a car of the
yeah.
era, but it doesn't look bad. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the cars from that like 07
Yeah, they
ish
just
era just kind of look like
like
Yeah.
the Cobalt.
Yeah.
the Cobalt.
Well,
Even
speaking of that, like I'm obviously I'm biased, but I think that the 06, 07 STI has like aged the best out of
Subaru.
all of them. Yeah, all the Subarus. Just, I mean,
Is that yours?
yeah, that's mine. It's the Hawkeye one. So
I
06,
like the
07.
ones just before
See,
that.
that- I-
too.
the
Blob.
I-
Are you talking about the Blob Eye?
The Blob Eye is what you're talking
no,
about.
isn't that? Oh, what's the one before that?
Bug Eye.
Bug Eye.
That's 02, 03.
Bug Eye,
Come on, bro.
Bug Eye.
Yeah.
Put your shit together.
When I bought mine in 2007, I actually wanted like an 04, 05,
Yeah,
the
I
one you're
remember
talking about.
thinking
And
that-
I was just like, oh, I kind of didn't like the new front
I
end.
remember that. I felt that way too. Where I was like, "This is too crazy."
Yeah, it's too. I was like, why does it
Too-
have 3 grills? That's weird.
too
blah, blah,
many
blah. Yeah.
angles. Too many scoops.
But I look at it and I'm like, damn, it looks the best, especially with those new headlights I have and just the
yeah, they do look good
when it's lowered and stuff. And so now when I see a Blob Eye, I just think it looks too fat and like
Blobby.
bulky. Yeah,
Blobby.
blobby, yeah.
Blah, blah.
But I know like everyone has their own personal preference. for it.
Yeah, what came after yours? The hatchback one?
I don't know. Yeah, it's the one that was only a hatch. 08.
What's that called? Hatch Eye.
I forgot what they call that one.
Oh,
but yeah,
what?
I know.
Oh, who's uneducated now?
Yeah.
That's the Eagle Eye.
Is that one?
No, no.
That one's has aged well too, because when that first came out, I was like, damn, that hatchback looks gross. Like,
Oh, really? I
Yeah, I
always
didn't like
liked
it.
the
And
hatchback.
then a couple of years, I think in like 2012, when like they made the WRX the same body style, I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah.
The new ones look okay. I'm so shocked they don't make like a hatchback or wagon or whatever.
They do in Japan, right?
Oh, really?
It's not an STI, but they
No,
make
it's
like,
like, yeah.
they make a
it's the,
WRX
like,
version.
Lavorg.
Yeah,
Seems
It's
like that's
basically a WRX wagon.
seems like that's all people
Right.
want out of those.
yeah.
No, no, people are dumb.
People are
As I've found.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited I'm curious to see like what out of this group of like wild car designs will age well.
Yeah.
But in terms of cars not aging well, John and I were just talking about most Infinity.
Yeah, it started with
products.
G35 because I was like,
Oh,
because
yeah.
when those came out, I was like, those are pretty sweet. Like even the coupe and the sedan were really nice.
The first ones aren't bad, right? Isn't the
I actually
initial-
the first ones I like the second one where they changed the rear end taillights and made them more elegant. The first generation ones are kind of weird.
Oh yeah, now I'm picturing.
yeah,
it.
But so much of that is not even based on like design. It's more just like who's driving.
yeah.
these
Now they're
things.
just like
I
a bunch of
told you-
shitty ones around.
Do you
yeah.
remember on the second live stream?
Yeah.
It was like which car is going to be wrecked.
Yeah.
It's like the more I see those,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
very rarely driven by non
Yeah,
enthusiasts.
enthusiast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, pretty much all Infinities. Have,
It's just like that's another one. It's like you didn't need to turn your fucking head. Here comes a
Damn, imagine if you had a dream garage of one of those for like, a commute and then a nice little
so.
catless WRX for the weekend.
You know what I do like? I agree. Most Infinities are like, they're pretty weak.
yeah,
But it's coming from Nissan. so I guess I'm
Except for
not
the
shocked.
M45.
The M45 is cool, and the I like the FX.
Oh, the first one? Look at
Um,
them. Yeah, has to be right.
yeah, don't they also make a 35? They do like a 45 and a 35 or something. It's just
Yeah.
like it was the first kind of like
Swoopy
small-ish
Yeah.
crossover thing, but it's like rear drive.
Yeah, well, it's just
and,
it was
like-
built on the same platform.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the
as
same thing. I like I'd way rather have one of those than a G35
Right.
or
Yeah.
a G37 or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I think those are cool, and I have actually seen some of those. Like, I've seen a few of them, so it's like, yeah, fuck, they're not immune.
yeah.
But like, I think it's a good look.
Uh-huh.
They're a good looking
Yeah,
car.
those aren't too bad.
But yeah,
It's no M45.
the M45 is pretty cool. Those are pretty neat.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean older? You're talking about the Wedge?
Yeah, like the
M45.
02, whatever, 03.
No, I like the newer.
No. Yeah, those aren't bad either.
I
But
like the
the wedge ones are fucking sweet.
The Wedge one is like, here's a picture of one.
Y34.
This is like one of the like least known. You want to talk about if you debadge that thing?
Damn, I
Yeah.
kind of want that pretty badly.
Fuck, man, people wouldn't know what the fuck that thing is because that doesn't look like anything. It kind of looked like a Q45 of that
And
era.
it almost looks like a fucking like Thunderbird or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it was like way different than any
Right.
of their other design language. Because wait, what year was that? That was like
I think it was 03.
03.
that was
I think.
like within the same
Yeah.
year of the G35.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
think
was-
I think G35 came out 03 too.
yeah, those things were bizarre.
Damn.
Man. Those kind of looked like.
It's like are they kind of doing like a Rolls Royce kind of?
Well, it almost looks like that should have been.
It's got a bit of Laganza.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little taste of Laganza. Those kind of feel like a follow up to the first gen Q45.
Right.
Like they kind of have a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's a little more sporty.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just like a more modern whatever. But yeah, those things are weird as hell.
Damn.
I don't know that I desire one.
I do.
I respect. I'm sure they look good if you put it on
You
like
respect your elders when it comes to that.
I mean, I respect that it's different. I mean, any car that's just very different
Right.
is like inherently kind of neat.
Kind of like the Cobalt.
Unlike the Cobalt. Yeah. The Spectrum is like Cobalt to M45. Damn, it's like yeah, those things are weird. But that motor's probably decent. I mean, I don't know anything about them.
Oh, the V8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I honestly don't know
sure.
anything about those things. Okay, here's a hot button topic.
Next
Here's a real scorcher.
Yeah,
you
blazing.
Sit down for this
Yeah.
one.
Okay. All right. I assume they're sitting down.
Are you ready?
All right. Sunroofs. and or moon,
And/or moonroofs.
moonroofs.
Damn.
Do you know the difference? Yes. No.
I don't really care.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's right.
Moving
There's-
on.
Moonroof just means
It's glass, yeah.
right?
It's glass, yeah.
I forgot that there are roofs that aren't.
Yeah, the Prelude had a sunroof.
It didn't have a moonroof.
It was a metal roof, yeah.
But just moved.
Because I remember I would put the
That's
the
weak.
little magnetic pizza thing I like
Yeah.
stuck that right on the sunroof, and so every time I pulled it off, it like would pull the motors with it too. And eventually, I learned that's probably bad.
That's not good.
No, yeah,
Yeah, delivering pizza.
Yeah. So, do either of you guys give a shit about sunroofs?
I'm not
not really.
I like them.
I do like them, but like I don't care anymore.
I often open. I like the feeling.
Does the Forerunner have one?
Yeah, it does, and I wish it didn't because, because one, under really heavy rain it leaks.
Right.
Oh.
That's pretty common.
If you leave it outside for like, it has to be a combination of it's extremely cold.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I think that like shrinks the rubber.
Yeah.
And it rains for like 24 hours.
Right.
I'll come in and there'll be like,
It'll
it'll
seep
be
in there.
dripping, which
Yeah.
like, there's no more like violating feeling.
Yeah.
Water
than, like,
dripping on your
being
seats.
in your car and water's coming in and you can't do anything about it. I think there's a way to fix it. It's just like, it's old. The rubber's starting to, I'm sure it
Right.
didn't do it from the factory. But probably the worst part to me, people will be like, it puts weight at the top of the car. And like, sure, that's dumb, but like, sure.
Right.
But the worst part is that it gets rid of fucking like 2 inches of headroom
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something. It's like
And
huge.
we're all pretty tall. So.
Yeah. And so the Forerunner, my head touches.
Yeah.
Like my head, I have to keep my head at like a 2-degree angle. Because there's like a beam from the tracks of the sunroof, and you can get those things without one.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I want one without one.
I feel like I would care more if we didn't live where we live, where
Right, it's
there's like
hot all
only
the
like
time.
a week of like actual decent weather. It goes from like bitterly cold to extremely hot.
Yeah.
And so if we lived in like Southern California still,
It's weird because I've seen people. I mean, I've owned a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Some of them have them, some of them don't. I've
Yeah.
like opened one up like every once in a while.
yeah.
But like people are like, I won't fucking buy a car if it doesn't have a sun. People
Yeah,
are like,
Yeah.
they're very passionate about it.
it's
Yeah.
weird. Like, I've never really met anyone like that, but I see people like, if only the whatever had a sunroof, I would have bought. Like I went to the
Yeah.
dealer, like
Yeah.
no, they don't have it, so
Like
I bought a different car.
The
Yeah.
Jeep has like the panoramic one, so
like
it goes
a front
into
and
the
back.
rear of the seats
Yeah.
too. And like, it's like when I first got it, I was like, oh, this is sweet. Like I opened it all the
Panoramic.
way and I was
Yeah.
like, this is really nice. And then like driving around town, I was like, the sun's beating down on me and just,
Yeah.
I just closed it. And I don't think I've ever opened it ever again.
Yeah, I like well that one kind of sucks because it's like
Yeah.
you have to like hold
Yeah.
the button.
Well, no, it's a one touch, but still.
Well, still it's just like
Yeah, it takes forever.
when you slide the cover,
Yeah.
the ability to open goes quickly.
Right.
I do like when it's like it's a nice day, and you like open it. It's light. It's light from a pleasant source. It's light from above,
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it really makes the cabin feel kind of more airy,
Yeah.
or whatever. I do like that. I'm a fan of glass roofs.
Yeah, the Teslas
In
are
general.
cool.
like the 3, or like it's an option on like some Mustangs
Right.
will do it. It's like that's dope.
Yeah.
That just brightens up the whole thing.
That really, just brightens it, but they're usually like very tinted,
Yeah.
and like they test for that. You
Yeah,
know?
it doesn't just pour heat. Into
Yeah, and while it's probably a bit heavier. I think they are often stiffer,
Right.
Because you end up having to use glass where it's like, okay, if they roll,
Yeah,
this
this has to-
can't
this
like
has to
fucking
stay together.
So it ends up being like
Pretty substantially thick glass. Yeah.
well, yeah, but it's like it's like a sunroof part of it is like, oh, you're cutting into the roof,
Right.
you're putting weight and whatever. It's like performance wise, the glass roof isn't really a detractor. And yeah, I like that a lot. I think I'd rather have a glass roof than a moon roof. I rarely open it.
Yeah.
I rarely use it for the wind
Right.
or whatever part of it.
To get those sun rays just beating.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
I just open because it's like the only time a moonroof is open, the only time opening it is like really enjoyable is like it's cool and enjoyable outside and you're going like 20 to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it'll be like the ocean, and like, woo, like cruising down the boulevard, and you open it and like have your little moment, and then it's like, oh, now I'm on the freeway doing 65.
Better
Yeah.
close.
It's like booming wind noise coming.
Yeah,
in
there are
here.
people that just like won't, like they will not buy a car that doesn't have it.
Well, there's also people who will not buy a car that
Does
only
have-
has
Right,
one.
right,
It's
right.
like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is, like most good cars don't have like.
really,
I mean, like
performance.
yeah,
cars.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking at like a Civic Type R, I don't like. There's no such thing as a Type R.
Right.
Even probably does an STI. Can you get an STI?
Yeah, they
that's
do.
so-
They're like they're limited edition ones. You know, they're leather
point
seats,
exactly.
the sunroof
Yeah,
ones.
well, the point still stands.
yeah, yeah.
No, I just
But most
much
of them,
more
so
The Laganza, you
superior,
can get it. No fucking way.
you know, but-
Innovation doesn't allow for sunroofs.
Yeah, it's where people are like, oh,
It's a very hot.
I
it's a
would have
very
bought it,
hot
but
button.
you couldn't get a sunroof on it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's a very hot.
So if you're one of those people that religiously needs a sunroof, let us know why.
I guess it actually was a hot topic because some people.
It's very
Yeah.
it's polarizing.
Yeah.
Or people don't give a shit. I think the majority of people don't give a shit.
It's a tough one. There are certain cars where it's like, man, if you can not get it,
Right.
don't get it because you like
Well,
the
wor-
Camaro. It's like you can't fit in that thing if it has a sunroof.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the worst fucking thing is the like non-factory sunroofs.
Oh
That's-
God.
Oh,
That
that's
was,
atrocious.
Yeah.
that was a big thing in
That's
like the
heinous. That's
70s.
terrible.
Do you know how many fucking 240Zs
Oh yeah, yeah.
had just
yeah.
like a dealer installed sunroof?
Yeah.
yeah, put a sunroof in
It's like,
it.
no, like,
Yeah, you're not coming back from that.
God
Nope.
damn.
You're not. I guess you like put a new roof.
I mean, that was like a bitch when those cars weren't even worth much, but now that they're worth, they fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
That's
Like, this was a dealer installed sunroof from 1977.
Yeah.
And they look like shit.
yeah. It's not like they're well done.
Yeah, it's like, oh man,
man, paying that a sunroof.
that might be one. That's got to be up there in like the worst fucking automotive
Markets,
decisions
yeah.
of all time.
You know what's interesting? I haven't followed up on this, but the M2 BMW like refreshed it, and
really?
now it has the M3 motor in it, and like a couple other things changed. So it's now called the M2 Competition.
right?
But that's the only one you can't.
Oh, there's not. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only
The M2 just became the M2
it's
competition.
now the M2 Competition. It has the M3 motor and
Oh,
a
I
couple
see.
other things.
I see. I didn't know
But
that.
you can get it with a dealer, I believe, dealer installed carbon roof.
Really?
Yeah.
You just like cut out the.
I guess. I don't know how it works because the last I was looking into it was before it was before the car went on official sale.
Yeah.
So I don't know anyone that like got it. But I think, and I might just be talking about shit that is totally wrong now at this point, but you could get carbon fenders, carbon hood, I think carbon trunk, and a carbon roof.
Damn.
But they were all
Dealer.
they were all after the fact. It's
kinda weird.
So yeah, I remember people being like,
Yeah.
like I want that. but I don't
There's something
want
kind of weird about buying a part on your
dealer.
car and knowing that like they pulled something off and threw it away.
Yeah.
And then put
Yeah.
this on, and I paid a lot for it.
Yeah, I remember just. I mean, that's a perfect example. It's like if it's at the factory, they're not going to like make it and then pull the roof off.
Right, yeah.
Put the roof in the trash.
Yeah.
It's like they're probably set up for it a little better. I don't think that's how BMW works. Oh no, cut it out. Put it in the garbage. This one got a carbon roof. But yeah, I should look into that, or someone can correct me in the comments. But like,
Someone could set you
I'm
straight.
pretty sure it was not a factory thing. It was like M Performance,
Right.
whatever. It's
M
like,
line.
it's like, oh shit, he got the roof. Like, all right,
Wow.
You know, Carlos, get the
Get the hacksaw.
get the drill.
Yeah.
You know, to like get all these welds out. Yeah, I thought that one was pretty crazy.
Damn. All right. So
And finally,
last but not least, yes, we're gonna do our little off topic.
Since we've got you
well, I guess
here.
it's not fully off topic since these appear on
yeah,
various
internet.
automotive
yeah. I
websites.
mean, it started
and
because we
car.
were seeing them on like automotive blogs and
Right.
stuff.
So
But now
just-
you just see them
You
everywhere.
can't avoid them.
yeah. So it's basically just the shitty fucking not. I guess they're ads.
Yeah.
They're
they-
But
yes.
they're like, but they're not just like banner ads that
Right.
pop up in the middle of stories. It's like they're always at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and it says like suggested content or sponsored content
Or
or from
Just
around
something.
from around the web.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the trashiest.
It has the word.
possible.
It has the word like content.
Yeah.
as if it's they're trying
sponsored
to make it,
content.
Right.
Here's some additional content.
Yeah.
and
You
like
may be interested.
and it is like the most fucking like scummy
Yeah. Clickbait.
garbage.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It doesn't make any
it's
sense.
just like stage 4 cancer symptoms.
Yeah.
and it'll have
Yeah,
like
the symptoms might surprise you.
yeah, it'll have like an illustration of a guy like holding his shoulder.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be like a picture of chapped lips.
Yeah.
Like prostate cancer.
Yeah, like 3 signs the cancer has already spread.
Number 2 will shock you.
Yeah.
It's like, is there any way possibly to make your website
Any
it's,
trashier.
and it's like
less legitimate?
Yeah, it's like so. I guess these things are just put up there like by companies where you just sell them the space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just say, "Do you want to run our ads?" You don't really get a choice.
And it's like the same, which I don't know. Like I mean, technically, I'm not really a journalist, but like
Right.
I work in media. But like a lot of like journalists, media types have this kind of like high-handed thing where like, you know, we defend democracy and like we
right.
we like they're like we're very noble, like we set the record straight.
Yeah,
and it's
we,
like
we
but-
speak the truth.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, but we will also like sell ads to like the scummy, like we need money.
Yeah.
so like
We'll also display the trashiest
Yeah.
possible ads on our website.
yeah, and like it'll be like here's like a girl like bending over at a slot machine. Like,
yeah.
Here are like the tricks the casinos don't want you to know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, but I'm a very noble. This site is very noble, but we need to pay
Yeah.
the bills. Like we'll put any fucking thing.
More often than not, it's like local news websites.
No,
like,
it's everything.
well, I know,
man.
but especially like anytime you go to a local, like, you know, your local news website,
It's
it
any-
always has
yeah,
this.
Yeah, well,
crap.
it's any. It'll be like probably even like the New
See,
York
yeah.
Times and shit. Like
Right,
that
exactly,
Stuff
yeah.
on here.
Yeah.
It's like we are, we're protecting the freedom of
Yeah.
people, and we are going to hold people accountable.
Yeah. Like,
It's like, but we got to sell ad space. And
Right.
Any fucking thing you want, we'll put
anything. Woman's dress falling off.
Yeah, sure.
And then she. you won't believe what happened next.
Are you already dying of cancer?
Right, yeah.
Here's some signs. You
Avoid
may
this
have overlooked.
food.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, it's
Heart cancer.
Yeah.
if you eat potato or.
yeah, it's always like this insect is destroying your
Right.
gut, and they always have this fucking weird fucking
Yeah,
kind of
beetle,
gross
yeah.
picture,
or
of
like the
thing.
seniors one.
It's
yeah.
like and it's like a picture of like seeds and stuff.
Doctors warn against this cancer-causing vegetable.
Yeah, it's just like
Who the fuck is clicking on these? dude?
that's the first
That's
fucking thing.
crazy. to
People
me.
must, right?
These are
Right.
working. The crazy thing is these ads have been like surgically honed
To that.
To a
be
certain type of
this.
person.
They must be working. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like these are what works. So it's like
People want this content.
ooh.
I wonder
who
if
is
it's
this
like
working?
kind of like the free to play games on like mobile where like, you know, they're free and like the 99.5% of people don't ever buy anything in it. But then there's the people that spend like thousands of dollars, like
Yeah,
the
who
whales.
is- who is
The
the,
whales, yeah.
yeah? Who is
there's
the
like, there's the
0.5%?
clickbait whales that are
I
just,
want to do a documentary of the like 0.1% of the population that these ads
are targeted
Oh
at.
fuck yeah! I want to play this game that's
wait.
so addicting. I'll never be able to. Turn
Do I have
it off.
I have cancer.
Yeah.
I do have pain in my thigh.
Every once in a while, my shoulder itches a little
I
bit.
do have a glowing red pain
Section
animation
of
on
my
my
abdomen.
low back or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Damn, stage 4, huh?
That's pretty serious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fuck them. Yeah.
But it's like anytime I see those on any site, I just like the site loses a shitload of credibility.
oh yeah, for sure.
Well,
Oh, we don't give a fuck what we put under
yeah,
here.
we'll put anything.
But like up in the story, we take a strong
Yeah.
tone.
We're gonna take a hard stance about like the
Workers-
slow erosion
yeah.
of democracy,
Workers' rights.
and like capitalism, and all of its
overreach.
growth. Yeah, late stage capitalism. Signs you might have brain cancer.
This addicting game.
Do your toenails look like this?
You're probably
You
dead.
probably have cancer, riddled in your fucking body.
Unless you take these supplements.
Here's a girl dropping something under a table. You won't believe what
happens next? Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, so fuck anyone. That
This
has those
episode
sites
brought to
on
you
there.
by
I know, that'd be so sweet
Yeah.
if like the ad that popped up on this podcast. Stop eating these superfoods. Oh fuck. Okay.
That's good.
well,
That's a good-
Good to get that off our chest this week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this feels good. Okay. Well, hope that you
I hope you learned something.
hope you learned something today. I feel like we all grew a little bit. Thank you once again for being here. You guys are great. Thank you again to all of our patrons, especially. You guys are extra great. Super awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Yep.
For sure.
Bye-bye.
The big 4-5.